go, 5 lights, and away we go. Edge on pole position. Off they go, and I see he's got a decent start there. Edge got a very good one. He's clear into turn 1. Into 3rd place by the looks of it goes Silver.
Oh, and there's a car off! It's knocked Thomas into the wall. He lost a bit of his front wing.
There's all sorts of fun and games going on into the fast chicane there. Rev, and Ocean Chief get together, and off goes Ocean into the wall. So Edge,
he's getting into the nose.
About a half a second ahead of Sergio. Sergio's running a little bit wide, hitting the wall on the inside. That was a big impact. I'm not sure whether it got any of the front wing. It looked like he might have been alright. Very close now. Copy having to go to the outside of Bants as they run through turn 8 absolutely side by side, and I think he might just have this sort of side by side on the exit. They're going to be side by side, I think, all the way up towards the far chicane. Who's going to blink here? Bants on the outside, Copy on the inside. Bants. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is EGL broadcasting once again from the Slipstream League Racing Series. This is round 20 of 21. Next week is the finale in Abu Dhabi. This week we are at Interlagos in Brazil as we see a dry qualifying session by the looks of it. I'm Terror Incognita. Alongside me, as per usual, and it wouldn't quite be the same without him, it's Thimo.
Hello, good evening everyone. We're finally back at an actually good track. For spectators, like for example,
for 1 week only.
But, all the likes. Abu Dhabi sitting in the corner crying.
Mm-hmm.
But Interlagos is quite a good track. It has a lot of changes in height, so the profile of the track looks really interesting. There's a lot of ups and downs which make it pretty exciting. There's some straights you can overtake. There's also some sections that are more technical. So a pretty diverse track and a pretty fun one to drive and also to watch that one. In our last EGL tournament as the ending race. I think Edge won that by a mile. It was pretty much where the W guy catched everything. And Sergios, is he having connection troubles because he just the game even though he's already in the lobby?
Oh,
we don't have Sergios in the lobby.
We do not have Sergios in the lobby, which is extremely bad news as far as the championship is concerned. I don't know if we're going to get... He's now joined, so he's not going to be able to qualify, is that right?
I think so.
Ooh.
Also, will he be able to take a setup?
I don't know. No setup is... I mean, it's pretty bad. It's not the end of the world here, because the setup he'll be running won't be too different from the default, but it will be quicker than the default if you are able to sort the camber out and the suspension out and that sort of stuff. So we don't know, and that would be a real shame if Sergios is not able to qualify. Maybe he can salvage something, but at the moment it is looking, and we're going to take a look at the standings, by the way, and with apologies for the black screen. Oh, there's been a black screen for a while. Why did that happen? I don't know. In any case, let's have a look at the standings. Here they are. So there we go. Sergios has a lead of 12 points from Etni at the moment, and if Sergios can't qualify for this race, and Bants just hit the wall because he forgot he swapped his brake pedal to his clutch pedal. So good work, Bants. Sergios got kicked again, or what happened? Is he still in the server?
Because I asked him what happened, and he said I got kicked. So that's probably what happened in the first place, which will probably demote him to the back of the grid. The points difference between both is 12 points.
Yeah.
So it will come down to the wire if Etni wins this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a little bit of a battle brewing as well for P4 in the championship. Copy, Bants and Triton all in with a shout of that one, but yeah.
Especially Bants and Triton.
Yeah.
Bants not having the best run.
Yeah.
Was hyping up Copy versus Bants. Bants really fell apart in the last races. To be completely honest, after committing suicide in Mexico and fire barrier.
So there we go. Hopefully this is working now, and we're going to be able to see exactly what is going on at Interlagos. Sorry for the black screen, folks. Technical issues on the stream. Sorted now. And we have...
Can you not put the graphics over the Sonics graphics?
In theory I can, but in practice it's very difficult because I have to alt-tab out of the game, which means that the screen goes black anyway. So yeah, it's difficult to do. I don't have a second monitor, unfortunately. In an ideal world, I would have a second monitor. No, I don't.
How do you read Twitch if you're mobile?
I do have a phone. Yeah, I do have a phone, so I can use that to read Twitch chat and YouTube chat. As we see Thomas on track at the moment, and he's done a pretty good lap actually. In fact, he's done a very good lap. 1 minute 8.0 in that Force India P3 right now, only 4/10 off Copy's pole position time. Wimpy as well has apparently got one of those really fun things, one of those really fun immersive things that Codemasters likes to throw into competitive multiplayer races, which is a random fault with the car. Which I'm sure you can agree. I mean, it's a very good thing to have in a competitive multiplayer game when you, for realism reasons, you have your car break in qualifying.
Clearly.
I'm a big fan of that decision by Codemasters. I'm not actually. It's really, really bad. But never mind.
Thanks that you said that. I don't think anyone would have noticed. No, we lost Sergio's. He said he's not racing today.
Sergio's not racing. That really sucks. That really, really sucks for the championship. So
yeah, your potty move.
Etney is going to take the lead of the championship, almost certainly, unless he has a particularly bad race. We'll follow the Sauber driver now. We get a good shot of his rear wing as he goes through Subida do Lago, turn number 4. All the way around this right-hander, the long right-hander Pinheirino, and then into the very tight right-hander at turn number, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go, turn 7. Into the Pico do Pato, the duckbill corner, the very tight hairpin. And then Mergulho, the long left-hander, and then Yun Shao, which I'm sure I'm butchering completely, the last corner. But that leads onto the back straight.
I think your rant about Codemasters.
Oh, and into the wall in a big way goes a Toro Rosso. Who was that? That must have been effective. Yeah, it was effective. Yeah. Wow. As Etney does the fastest lap of the race, having avoided effective's Toro Rosso, and he's deciding that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's turn the car around. So effective manages to get himself out of the way. And the good news is he can go straight into the pits, so he's going to do that, I think. So good work from Effective to get himself out of the way there. So we got 2 Saubers on the front row. Not the first time we've seen that this season. Etney 6/10 in the lead, just under 6/10, just over half a second from Copy, his teammate, and then Anonymous 3rd, and Toto Thomas in the Force India is up in P4, so good work from the Dutchman. Hugo's P5/LP P6 at the moment. Few drivers not managed to get themselves a lap in. I believe, who have qualifying ban? Please has a qualifying ban, right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So he is not going to be out.
Yes, exactly. So
in this session.
Your rant was probably based off Wimpy's comment. Right?
What the? Oh yeah, yeah. In the YouTube
Wimpy
chat,
has actually got it.
Yeah, exactly. So Wimpy suffering the effects of Codemasters' decision to put random failures in the game, even in multiplayer sessions. Good work, Codemasters. As we see Ocean Chief, the man himself, on what looks like it's an outlap. In fact, yep, it's an outlap because it says outlap. That's how I know it's an outlap. Going to go around the tight right-hander. Mehmet Polat. Yep, F1 game bad. Yep, absolutely. Afraid so. It's a meme at this point. But there's lots of good things about the F1 game, but that one is not one of the better things, certainly for as far as competitive multiplayer is concerned. As we see Ocean Chief starting his qualifying lap. We got just under 10 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Etney at the moment on pole. That is going to be a difficult lap to beat. Hugo's improves his lap time. He goes up 2 positions to P3, just behind Copy on a 1 minute 7.6. And we have LOR Keyboard Magnussen. Is that Hartzer?
I don't know.
I believe that is Hartzer. Mac Jagley goes 5th on a 1 minute 7.9, so both Haas drivers having a good showing out there today. We are missing Speedy, of course, I think from both of these last 2 races.
Yes.
So we'll welcome him back at the beginning of next season. But Mac goes into the 1 minute 7s as well on a 1 minute 7.994. Ocean coming through to finish his lap now. Looked reasonably tidy from what I saw. So he's going to go around the final 2 corners. Onto the start and finish straight, and he sets a 1 minute 9.7. That's good enough for P13 at least for now. Here is Triton. He looks like he's on a fast one. Going to go on board with Triton for the end of this lap. It's on the limit, hit the apex very nicely there for the right-hander. A little bit wide in the left-hander, but brought it back around again quite nicely. Again, right to the exit of the track. Missed the no, he did hit an apex there without hitting the curb, so flat through this next left-hander, and then this crucial final corner. You've got to get the best run you possibly can onto the main straight. That didn't look like he used all of the track there, maybe left a tenth or 2 on the table in the final corner. So Triton is going to cross the line, and he is going to do a 1 minute 7.7, so he gets into the 7s as well, just behind Anonymous. He goes P5. And good stuff from Triton, so he leads the Ferrari charge. His teammate, I believe, is on a fast lap. That Vance. Ooh, that wasn't an apex, was it? Into Pinheirino the first time, run very wide in the second part, and Etney into the 6s, 1 minute 6.9 for Ethnic TRN. With a very tight right-hander goes Vance. He comes around the left-hander. I wonder if we're going to get a split time for the second split. Crosses the line. Nope, we're not going to get a split time for the second split, unfortunately. So through the last corner he goes. And
these corner names are pretty entertaining. A normal track would call it hairpin. They call it Pinheirino.
Pinheirino. Is that the? Did I get the corner wrong? I think I got the corner wrong. Actually,
probably did.
Because I thought that was the long right-hander. Which one's the long right-hander? Turn 5, turn 6 or whatever. Turn 5, I think.
That's Ferradura.
Ferradura, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, clearly, I knew that as well. Into Covadonga. I don't think we have any.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what that one. I didn't know what that one was called. And then there's.
So I don't insult anyone.
Which corner is the Pico do Pato, the duckbill? Is that the very tight right-hander?
It's yeah, the very tight right-hander.
Okay. The one Vance is coming up to right now. He's still on a fast one, by the way.
Yes, that one.
So then through the left-hander, which I think is Mergulho, and then the last corner is Yunchao, which is not the easiest to pronounce, certainly for a native English speaker.
And then we've got after Yunchao. Wow. And then we've got Subida the box.
Subida dos boxes.
That's boss.
I don't remember which. Is that just the long sweeping left-hander?
It's the first part of it, and then we've got second King of Straights. Okay, this is going to be horrific. Arhui Bancadas.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, I'm afraid.
Can we just agree that there's the Senna S and then turns 3 to 15?
Okay.
That's better, I think.
Now, some of the corner names are really fun to say, like Ferradura is fun, Pinheirino is fun, Yunchao is fun, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we also have the straight Rettau Post, which I'm pretty sure would in German just be Gegengerade, which is much better than that.
Yeah, we're not in Germany though. We're in Brazil, so you know.
What's there? yeah, the back straight.
So meanwhile, we missed Bantz going. He's going very slowly back to the pit lane. I think he's out of fuel actually. But Bantz goes into the 7s on a 1 minute 7.994, exactly the same time as Mac. And he goes ahead of him. Presumably he was very slightly ahead. With the game calculating that he was slightly ahead. So he's P8, Mac is P9. Sergio says, congratulations, Etni, on the championship. Not just yet, but almost. Unfortunately, Sergio's not able to connect, which really, really sucks as far as...
I think he has pretty much.
Yeah.
He just told me that he can announce his retirement.
Oh
honestly.
dear.
Because he's having probably some difficulties
issues
with the game and then
with
real life, I think. With his time at school.
Okay, that sucks.
So that probably disconnecting him was probably the nail on the coffin. To be honest.
Well, he's not the only one to have had problems with the game, certainly.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we will be losing Sergios. So let's hope.
Oh, Triton DQ'd. Triton DQ'd for blocking the pit lane.
Oh no!
That is very bad news for Triton.
Really bad.
He was P5. He's going to be qualifying at the back. Unfortunately, with 3 minutes to go in this session.
No, Revo is currently in the car, so he's doing. As soon as Terra's as soon as we're down here, Bantz will.
Yeah, Bantz will get in the car. So we're just waiting for this race to be over. Revo's doing a triple stint right now, and it might end up being a quad stint depending on what time Bantz is able to get in the car. So props to Revo.
Also, we're not streaming it, but...
well, we are streaming it, just on Revo's channel.
No, I'm not streaming it, but we've got a second car.
Oh, yeah, we do, yeah. That's a very serious entry. Having a whale of a time in what I assume is one of the bottom splits.
Milosh, yes, with Clara, Milosh and myself. We just, 7 minutes before the next race started, we just decided, whoa, let's jump into the car. That would totally be fun. So we're having a blast. And I'll probably kill the car, but whatever. So, what the? Okay, so Triton is having a real crisis with F1 bad as well.
Oh dear. What's he said?
He didn't base for anyone else. To quote him, the game didn't give me wheels working, but my car just went straight on. This game. Oops. Wasn't supposed to quote this, but
well then,
whatever.
I think fortunately you cut out just as you said the word, which is extremely fortunate. But I think the viewers can fill in the gaps there of exactly what Triton thinks about the F1 game right now. Yeah. Yeah. Discord had your back there. Yeah. In any case, this qualifying session is almost done. Etni is still in the pit lane. I don't think he's going out again. Hugos is coming into the pit lane, so he's not going out again. Copy is out on track right now. Toto retires from what is a P5. Very good stuff from Toto. Yep. He's going to be starting certainly well up the grid, certainly in the top 10, probably.
Also, I only just realized we've got Mac Jackley filling in.
We do.
Mentioned that?
Mac Jaggley, he and Bantz have done exactly the same lap time.
Yes.
Yeah, Mac Jaggley filling in for Speedy, of course, who isn't racing these last 2 races of this season.
In case you don't know, Mac Jaggley, he's full driver to Sarah.
Yeah.
And currently playing substitute here.
Yeah, he's an American guy. He's subbed a bit for 2SRL as Bantz retires from P7. He's in the car now. So... on board with Anonymous, at least for the time being. We'll go into TV mode on Anonymous's lap. We'll keep an eye as well on the scoreboard to see exactly what the situation is going to be going into the start of this penultimate race of the season. As the time ticks down, of course, any drivers on a lap will be able to complete it. As Hugos, in fact, has retired, or has been retired in the sense that he was in the pit lane when the time ran out, so he's completed his lap effective into the top 10 with a 1 minute 8.3. Sorry, Thimo.
Who's still...
I think there's at least... I think there's 5 cars out on track at the moment. Hugos has done...
Anonymous and Poppy look like the only ones who are still...
Yeah, I don't know if Mac is on a lap as well. He might be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is.
So those are the three at the moment. Still on board with...
Ahead of fence.
Yeah, still on board with Anonymous at the moment. This is the time, of course, when the track is at its fastest. Poppy does not manage to improve. He crosses the line. He's going to be P3, at least for the time being. Anonymous crosses the line. This is a fast lap. He goes 1 minute 7.5 as Mac Jagley now comes out of the last corner. So Anonymous doesn't improve his position. He does improve his time. Mac only has to improve a couple attempts to get himself into the top 5. Can he do it in the Haas? Mac Jagley on his SLR debut goes over the line and does not improve. No, he didn't improve. He didn't improve. He
also, we got a nice message from Vance.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to quote him a bit.
Okay.
Maybe change some words.
Okay.
A desync cast, flipping everywhere. Absolute flying bullshit. Oops.
Nope.
Didn't let me do a lap.
Yeah, Discord didn't censor you that time, I'm afraid. It's
F-wording, S-word game, once F-word gain, F-word sake.
Well,
so
there
it's
we
really
go.
hard. It's like a minefield, so I'm sorry.
Well, it's going to be a highly...
people are pretty upset about this.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's going to be an entertaining race in any case, so please, of course,
yes.
Serving his qualifying... Oh, Wimpy has a qualifying ban as well, of course. Does he? Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. So Wimpy had a qualifying ban as well. Michael also didn't manage to set a lap. I'm not quite sure why. He was certainly out on track. And Triton, of course, very unfortunately disqualified. At the front, it's Saubers in first and third, sandwiching Hugo's in the Haas, and then P4 is Anonymous, P5 and P6 are Toto in P6, and then P5, forgotten who was P5. Who was P5? Never mind. We will find out who is P5 when the race starts. So, we've had qualifying, and as per usual in SLR, it's time for the race. So, cars getting ready to go out on their formation lap then. We're still waiting for a couple of players who haven't managed to select their tyres just yet, or their setup just yet. So here we go, this is the formation lap, of course. Keyboard Magnussen is P5, which I believe is Hartza. So good stuff from Hartza, who's managed to get himself into the top 5 on that keyboard, which is pretty impressive.
Yes.
Pretty impressive. Well, I mean, it's extremely impressive, in fact. So good stuff from him. We have a mix of tyre strategies as well towards the back of the grid. Of course, the top 10 all on super softs, but Tipsy and Please have both decided to go onto the super softs to begin with, wanting to make progress, or as much progress as possible. The rest are on softs, with the exception of Michael, who will be on medium tyres for the first stint of the race. A one-stop is doable. We understand a super soft to medium is something that you can realistically do on this racetrack, so I think the majority of the field will be one-stopping. Super softs onto mediums or softs onto mediums is probably a little bit more comfortable for those running behind. And it's such a short lap here that we're almost done already with the formation lap. So we're going to get ready to go 36 lap race. It's one of the shorter races on the calendar just because it's such a short lap, 1 minute 7 or thereabouts in qualifying trim, 1 minute 10, 1 minute 11, something like that in the race, or probably 1 minute 9 actually for the fast boys. So we are getting ready to get going here. The cars at the back, of course, will form up. And I think we had a formation lap when nobody got disqualified. So good work, everyone. Is that the second week in a row? I feel like that's the second week in a row.
Oh wow, that will definitely not happen at all.
Yeah.
Just because you said it out loud. So let's hope everyone gets.
All right.
The first turn is the center S, so that might produce some anxiety among the drivers.
I would have thought so. 5 lights, out they go, and a reasonably good start from Etney. He manages to cover the inside from Hugos in second place. Down the inside into third place goes Anonymous.
Oh, Copy and
the
Tok
back,
Thomas
there's
having
all sorts of fun and games. Tok Thomas manages to get through, at least for the time being.
Right in the back.
And yeah, behind them there's all sorts of trouble. Oh, and spinning goes effective into the wall in a big way. And another crash behind, a huge crash behind. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All sorts of carnage.
It's Michael Michael is not dead. Flying Jippo.
Flying Jippo retired from the session, and there's a car without a wheel. Who is that? That's a Williams.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, that is Flying Jippo. So
exactly.
all sorts of carnage.
Yes.
At the front. So who got at the back rather? So who got through unscathed? As Effective doesn't have a front wing, so he's really struggling. So Triton looks like he got through unscathed as Michael gets a phantom yellow flag penalty
yellow
there.
Flags are really...
Gloves and steering wheel is having to...
And please just retire himself.
Please retires for some reason. So yeah, he's going to be out of the race, unfortunately. So Please and Flying Jippo, the first two casualties. Meanwhile, at the front, Etney has managed to get himself a little bit of a gap. 1.2 seconds between the front two. Then it's Anonymous third. Top Thomas, a very good start for him in fourth. Bantz with a very good start into P5. And then Copy, Keyboard Magnuson, which is Hartzer, Mac Jagley P8/LP P9. And then the two McLarens of Tipsy and Jesse, who's up in P11 after what looked like a very good wreck avoidance.
Yeah, Jesse got through pretty much unscathed. ItzTriton had some lagging action again going on.
Oh dear.
Back of the grid because of this DQing, but I saw him lagging around through the exit of the center as... Oh, and he's teleporting around. I feel like he's...
All sorts of problems for ItzTriton as Wimpy has to take evasive action as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's the Codemaster's fault this time. I guess his internet is just being a block. To talk about what happened at the second, I think four cars going alongside each other through as inevitably a car, I think it was a Mercedes, was probably pleased. Got squeezed out, lost it on the grass, catapulted across the track. We lost Ocean Chief into the of other cars. Yeah. And it was going all sorts of wrong with the car behind, collecting the drivers who had spun previous. Just one of those. Much it was like car domino for.
Yeah, one of those classic chain reaction accidents where something happens up the grid and then something happens down the grid as well.
Unfortunately, we have not.
Michael retires because both Williams is out of the race. Michael, I guess in frustration, he got himself a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane after getting the penalty earlier on as well. So Michael decides enough is enough. He's out of the race.
Yes, it was just cars collecting each other, but we have not lost.
Yeah, we've got Etney and then Hugo's at the front of the field. Etney's got a pretty big gap at the moment as well. Anonymous looking interested in that P2. We're on lap 3 now, so DRS has been enabled, and Anonymous will get that DRS for this front straight. There are 2 DRS zones on this racetrack, one here and then one out of turn 3 as well.
Jesse has spun out
on Jesse.
Last, pretty much the last actual turn, the left hand, I think turn 13 it is. He spun there. He was being under attack of ItzTriton, as ItzTriton running pretty close. Jesse, and probably in the end, Jesse just made a mistake, lost the car, spun around, and went onto the grass.
Yep, I would have thought so. Battle here for P6. We have Hartzer and Copy, and Mac Jagley keeping a watching brief as well. We'll go on board with Mac, because he's the one who can see all of this action unfolding in front of him. Copy looks to the inside, but nothing doing there. Hartzer does manage to get himself that P6, at least for the time being.
The American in the patriotism.
Yeah, he's got the Haas to support his country there. /LP also just behind the two of them, and Tipsy Bob also in striking distance as well. Doesn't quite have DRS, at least I think for this lap, but certainly catching this little gaggle.
Yes, /LP close. Have we got anything? Ocean Chief and Effective, of course, had to pit after the one.
So they're a long way behind. Crash. So up front, Toto gets himself the first corner cutting penalty of the race on lap number 5. So Toto with a 3-second penalty, still having a fantastic race though, up in P4, still ahead of Bantz and not quite in DRS range of Anonymous in third, who we're watching at the moment, but certainly there or thereabouts. He's putting up a very good showing here in Brazil.
Copy having a bit of love with Harzer. I think they were alongside each other.
Okay. Yeah,
nothing happened. Was just looking pretty close. McJackie, meanwhile, lurking behind them like.
Yep, all sorts of fun and games between what is now a 5-car gaggle between 6th place and 10th place. There they all are in the same shot around the long left-hander, Mergulho.
Oh, McJackie sends it down the inside of Copy, if I'm not wrong, but he doesn't get it because Slash LP
oh my goodness, this is going to be...
And now they are running...
all sorts of fun and games. Matt lost a ton of momentum there, and Tipsy trying to get to the inside, and he's just about going to get... Oh my goodness, did Mac... What happened to Mac? Well, Mac spun, wow.
Can he not go into the gas?
I don't know. I don't know if Mac was just trying to hold his line there. There wasn't really room for Tipsy, but he forced his way in there into the pit entry and just about managed to keep it out of the wall. But in doing so, he deposited Mac into the barrier, unfortunately. And Mac now is going to be really, really struggling to get that thing around. He's got to do a full lap, I guess, without a front wing at all, almost.
As much as I hate to say that, I might be on Tipsy.
I feel as though it might be as well. I mean, I don't. I didn't really get a very good look, but there wasn't really room there on the pit entry. You don't really want to be doing that.
For the thing unfolding. Yeah, he basically just tried to get position down the inside, and then the track just doesn't go that way.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, certainly if I'm Mac,
McJackie was.
I don't close that door because that exactly what happened could happen. But equally, I think Tipsy was a little bit aggressive there, going for that gap. I'm not sure that was ever really going to work.
I mean, that's in general his attitude. He's talked about it.
Oh, and all sorts of fun and games as well as Harzer pits and gets himself a penalty for pitting as well. Yeah. Slash LP goes up the inside of Copy into P6 as well into turn 1. So good stuff from Slash LP. Gets himself that position, at least for the time being. He's going to have to defend here, though.
Able to take revenge on the back straight.
He was in the middle of the track there, and Copy just goes to the inside. So thank you very much. We'll take the position into Subida do Lago. So he gets that
decisive move.
Yep, absolutely. Gets that P7 at least for the time being. So the first one to pit, and Mac obviously pits as well because he had a broken front wing. But the first one to pit is Harzer from what was P6 on lap 7 of this 36-lap race. I would expect the scheduled pit stops to be within the next couple of laps, maybe sort of 3 or 4 laps from now for those who want to do a one-stop. And worth mentioning as well that Harzer decided to go onto the soft tyre, so he is almost certainly two-stopping in that Red Bull.
Interlagos is quite harsh on tyres. That track, Abu Dhabi, Mexico, where we recently were, or we're going to be next week. So that plays a part in this strategy.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Slash LP still within DRS range of Copy, so he'll get himself a free 2 or 3 tenths down the straight until he has to. Oh, the 100-meter braking marker has gone out of turn 4, so that's going to be fun for our drivers. It's pretty much the one you want to brake. And just after that, you want to brake for turn 4. Our driver's going to have to do it a little bit by feel.
Yeah, just multiply the distance by eye measurement.
Well, it's halfway between the 150 and the 50.
The steering wheel runs a bit wide there on turn 8, that was, and gets himself a penalty for it.
So again,
so we're obviously running on strict.
Yeah, we are on strict, I'm pretty sure. Because, no reason for drivers to get penalties. Otherwise, Toto pits, so I don't know if he's going to go onto the soft tyre or the super soft tyre. We're going to have a look at his pit stop here. Stops, and it looks like softs, doesn't it? So he's going to be two-stopping as well by the looks of it. So Bant is promoted into P4 with that pit stop. Tipsy also pitting, so he's going to go onto the soft tyres as well. So it looks like Tipsy is going to two-stop as well, which is a little bit surprising. Tipsy usually very good on tyres. Can usually make them last, but I wonder if he had damage from that Mac incident.
I don't think he had. I don't think he had. He didn't really hit anything.
Okay.
And if he did, then with that can't get damaged on a realistic model F1 car.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't hit him in the front, so you can't really get damage unless you lose your wheel, which
This
obviously
is so
he didn't.
sad.
So Tipsy getting away with that one, at least for the time being, as Toto and Gloves and Steering Wheel. Gloves and Steering Wheel is on old tyres, of course. Toto managing to get that move done into turn 4, having come out of the pit lane. And now his tyres will be warmed up, as we have Anonymous and Bance both pitting from P3 and P4 respectively. Anonymous looks like he's going to put the soft tyres on. Bance stops, and he's going to put the super soft tyres on. So both of them two stopping.
Yeah, I think most will.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I thought a couple of people might decide to go for the super soft onto medium strategy, as we see Bance make a pretty big meal of the pit lane exit, but he managed to get it. And he hits the wall on the pit lane exit as well. I don't know if he'll have lost his front wing there, but don't really want to be doing that.
Now we haven't lost the steering wheel. He is between them. That will definitely be disrupted.
Yeah, Tipsy getting held up by Jesse, his teammate, as Jesse does manage to get himself out of the way.
Going for the naughty move around the outside, and it almost looked like he was going to take that position. He rather take time penalty, but Gloves and Steering Wheel took one last lap. That was quite a hard fight.
It was, basically. Yeah. Gloves pushed him a little bit wide, by the looks of it, and Bance got a penalty for it, which is quite unfortunate, but does manage to get the move done in the end. /LP pitting from P4. And what was P4? Because it's a net P7 or 8, I think. So he's going to stop, and they're going to put these soft tyres on his car, so he's another one who's going to be two stopping. Bance now following Thomas, running pretty much in the formation they were running beforehand, as Bance was a little bit deep into turn 1. Does manage to get it stopped though. /LP comes out P10. So the situation at the moment, the top 3 still haven't stopped. In fact, the top 4 still haven't stopped. Tipsy gets himself 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Top now under serious pressure from Bance. But the top 4 haven't stopped. Triton starting all the way at the back has managed to get himself into P4. Just a couple of seconds behind Copy on those soft tyres. And he certainly is going to be able to one-stop onto the medium tyres. He's also going to have a better tyre situation right now as well.
Look at the grip that Bance has over Thomas. It's really a big edge.
And Thomas holding Bance up here a lot.
Will he just run around the outside here? Yes, he will.
Yep, looks like it.
No, so Thomas's run was poor enough, and Bance's run was good enough. So that is him taking P6. Copy goes into the pit.
Copy is one of the people to pit. So the guys at the front. Looks like that's going to be a one-stop for Etney and Hugo's by the looks of it. And Copy as well, in fact. Copy going on the medium tyres. So Copy pitting on lap 11. So the mediums should pretty comfortably be able to do 25 laps. They won't do them quickly, but they'll do them. Top manages to get himself a couple of tenths from the DRS of Bance. And Bance is going to be pulling away on those super soft tyres. So he'll have a temporary advantage. Toto, of course, will have the advantage later when he puts on the super soft tyres for his final stint. Yeah, Etney pits from the lead, so lap 12 is the time. Hopefully the Sauber pit crew have recovered sufficiently to do a quick pit stop. This Copy came in last lap.
Tipsy's now setting himself up for a move.
Oh, on Wimpy, Wimpy on old tyres, of course. So Etney does leave the pits. Hugo's pitting as well from P2. He goes onto the soft, so is that a 2-stop, or is he going to try and stretch the softs to the end of the race? It might be possible. Oh no, he's on the medium, sorry. No, never mind. Hugo's is on the mediums, yeah, sorry.
Okay, and now Tipsy tries
Tipsy, before they get to the corner by the looks of it.
Yeah, Wimpy just didn't get the best run in this.
Yeah, Tipsy of course with the DRS, so Wimpy having to yield. Tipsy gets the position in turn 1, Wimpy on very old tyres at this point. Oh, and that's a penalty for him. Yep. We saw exactly why that was, he cut the inside of turn 2.
Yeah. I mean, not as brutal as other people have done in the past at Tour.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so copy on those. I guess they will have warmed up by now, those medium tyres, but they are slow, and Slash LP manages to get himself that position. So Slash LP P9 on the road now. There are a bunch of people ahead of him who are going to be two-stopping, but certainly for the time being, he's in P9. So Triton and Gloves and Steering Wheel are the two people, as Matt gets himself a penalty. The two people yet to stop from the top 10. And the battle brewing on track now is Bantz, who's going to be catching Hugo's on much better tyres, of course. Hugo's, I guess the mediums again, 1 lap old. They will have warmed up by now, but Bantz with super softs have much, much more grip than Hugo's will. Further down the grid, we have Slash LP with Keyboard Magnussen, aka Hartzer, in front of him.
That's pretty much a good name.
It's a pretty good name. I'm a fan of that.
I mean, it's not easy reading out, but on the other side, called Gloves and Steering
Yeah,
Wheel.
it is easier than Gloves and Steering Wheel. So we've got that going for him, but yeah, otherwise not so much. Yeah, that's definitely the most difficult to pronounce team on the grid, the Red Bull.
Yes.
7th and 8th at the moment. There's Slash LP once again. He's going to be lining up a move, I would imagine, on the front straight here. Hartzer will not have DRS. Slash LP will. He also have Slipstream.
I think for next season I'm just going to pay some German drivers to get some offensively German names, so you'll have trouble pronouncing just for the moment. And Slash LP is having a go at Hartzer. I think there was
we've been on board with Slash LP, we saw that.
Oh.
So yeah, good stuff from the two of them. Hartzer managing to defend. Yeah, have somebody call themselves Gesamtstrecke. And watch me struggle with that one. And Hugo's is pulling away from Bantz. Hugo's is pulling away from Bantz up in P4, so Bantz struggling on those tyres already. 4 laps in, as we see Mac Jagley now going to be looking at Wimpy. Wimpy still on those 14-lap-old soft tyres. They go through the long right-hander into the tighter right-hander. And then the long left. A very slow long left-hander, very frustrating corner. Oh, Mac just trying a little bit too hard to get the traction down on exit there. It's certainly going to be in DRS range though, as Slash LP looks like he is going to get that move done now on Hartzer.
He has done it.
Nicely done.
Copy is 8/10 close, and Hartzer looks like he wants to take the up and like is going to press for the open DRS, and Slash LP has to yield for the next turn 4.
Yeah.
Which promotes Hartzer back into P8.
Yep.
So nice stuff from him. Didn't surrender after losing the position momentarily.
Yep, and that's allowed Copy as well on those medium tyres to catch up to the pair of them. So Copy certainly in contention here. He might be held up though a little bit by these two if they continue to battle like this. At the moment it's a good situation for him because he's got DRS, but if they keep battling, it's not going to be a good situation for very long. Around the long left-hander at the end of the lap into the final corner once again. It's Keyboard Magnussen with the aka Hartzer with the little bit of oversteer on exit there, and these two now
looked almost like he was weaving a bit there, but probably netcode first.
Oh, Gloves and Steering Wheel pits and gets himself a penalty as well.
Rest in peace. That's not good. Triton exiting the pits now. He'll come up behind that battle group. Probably out of Tipsy, but yeah, Tipsy currently entering turn 1, so he'll definitely be behind Triton.
Yeah, good stuff from Triton. He's in this race. He's definitely in this race. He's on those soft tyres now. Does that mean he's... Hang on, he was on softs, wasn't he? Is that a
I don't know.
He was on soft. I'm sure he was on softs. That feels like a mistake to me, because
Yes.
He's going to have to pit again, of course. He's not going to have changed the compound of his tyres. So, unfortunately, he's going to have to pit again to go into the super soft. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. But certainly feels as though a medium stint would be quite a bit faster at this point for him without having to stop again.
Also, may I jinx? It is now the...
Nope.
And Vance has not retired yet, so...
Vance has not retired, that is true.
Well, my money is on a meter, but I'm not sure that will happen. Like an asteroid?
Yeah, that could well happen. I think there's, any money on that is I think well spent.
Yeah.
Hartzer decides to pit. It's quite an early pit stop for him. He puts the medium tyres on.
We'll go to the end of we'll go to the end, obviously.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
McJagley is now in P11. After that massive crash. Oh, he's almost spinning out of this last time.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit again quite soon, unfortunately. So I think back end of the top 10 is the best he can hope for in this race. Got another pit stop to do and then another stint. Meanwhile, at the front, I mean, Etney is going to win by the looks of it. He's 8.5 seconds ahead, and it looks like, well, I mean, Anonymous, I think, will have to pit again as well.
Yeah,
Etney will not.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was about to say that this race doesn't look as commanding from his side.
No, it's pretty commanding. It's pretty commanding.
That is because of the tyre choice.
Yeah. His lead is actually 13.8 right now over Hugos in second place. Because Hugos won't have to pit again. The cars around him all will. Anonymous, Vance and Top Thomas will all have to pit again. Poppy is in a very good position in P7. So the Vance runs just a tiny little bit wide there on the exit of turn 4. Subida do Lago. But I don't know if he'll have got a warning for that. As Copy now closes in on the back of the car in front of him, the Mercedes of /LP. So we'll see whether he is able to do anything about the Mercedes driver, who is on 8-lap-old soft tyres. Copy, of course, with those medium tyres, they will be getting better. I'm not sure they're quite there yet in terms of their difference with the soft tyres. I think the soft tyre might just be slightly faster still. /LP does manage to pull himself out of DRS range, at least for this lap. It's quietened down a little bit in this race. Triton is the man to watch, I think, because he has just pitted and he's going to be on very fast soft tyres for the next, certainly for the next few laps. I wonder if he can get to the end of the race. He probably can, right? Get to the end of the race on those tyres. I would have thought so. 17 laps to go. So I think he gets to the end. Ocean with a 3-second penalty. Yeah, he's running
the very back of the field, but he will again. So he'll probably, he'll certainly jump Jesse.
He'll jump Jesse for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Wimpy as well. He won't make it to the end. He'll be.
No, I think Wimpy gets to the end. I think Effective doesn't get to the end, and it's going to be close. I think between Effective and Ocean Chief. There's about a 20-second gap between them. So Ocean, he's gonna take Jesse, but I don't know if he's gonna get any more positions.
Oh right, he is in the same tyre.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having a bug.
Oh dear.
He's on soft tyres for me.
Wimpy's on soft tyres for you. I think he's on mediums.
According to the detail, but he's not visually on.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So that's why I said that he's going to jump.
He's on soft, so he Vance pits and puts soft tyres on, so he goes back to the back of that little pack. It's a big gap to Tipsy behind him, but no, there's not that big a gap to Tipsy behind him, never mind. So Tipsy going through turns 1 and 2 right now on those old soft tyres, so Vance will come out behind him. And I believe the gap to Triton now for him is about 8 seconds. And Triton is all over the back of Copy in that Sauber. And Copy is all over the back of /LP in that Mercedes.
We've got ourselves a nice battle again now after there's been a bit of quiet moments so far. Now it looks like we're set for some action. People are actually in DRS range of each other, a bit of a draft. created there. And are they getting closer to top?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Thomas going to be really struggling on those tyres. So Tok, of course, will have started on the super softs. He'd gone to the softs, and he's going to be pitting, I would imagine, within the next couple of laps.
Yeah. Also, remember that the two Ferrari drivers of Triton and Vance are pretty close to each other in the standing. I think it was 4 points between those two, and now Vance has got the soft tires for his last stint, while Triton has got older medium tires that become better eventually, but for the time being, Vance will be able to. And he has got 9 seconds to close. I think he might be capable of doing that, so that could be an interesting scrap.
Certainly on copy, I think. Certainly on copy, he's going to be quite interested. /LP will have to pit again quite soon, and so will Tok Thomas. And Tok Thomas, of course, will be putting on the super softs as well, probably. So, or maybe he won't. I don't know. So he's going to have maybe slightly better tyres than Vance when he pits, depending on which compound he decides to go for. But yeah, this is a proper gaggle at this point. We've got Tok Thomas in 4th, and then 5th, 6th and 7th all within DRS range of each other. And the problem that both Copy and Triton have, as Anonymous pits from P3, or what was P2, so we'll see where he comes out. But the problem that these 3 cars have is that the cars in front of them have DRS. And if everyone has DRS, then no one has DRS, because
basically
there's no real advantage.
And Bob is already yielding up to that Vance, basically. I don't know if he really braked, but it looked to me as if he lifted off at least.
And that is bad news for Anonymous, because he's come out right behind this little gaggle, so it's now a 5-car train.
And he was in P2, right?
Yeah, he was in P2, so he will have fresher tyres. And it looks like there is a bug for me. It's showing that Anonymous is still on old tyres. He's definitely not.
No, he's not.
But he's going to be... Well, we're on board with him because he's got the best view as Triton lags, in the long left-hander. And then into the Pico do Pato, the duckbill corner. I love that name, it's so good. And then the long left-hander, Mergulho. And then
how's the last one called?
The last corner is Yun Shao, I believe it's pronounced.
No, the one before.
Oh, Mergulho.
The duck. How's it in English?
Well, in English it's the duckbill corner. It's the duckbill, like the beak of a duck, like the bill. And it's shaped like that. So that's why it's called. That's why it's called that.
That actually makes sense. So the Entenschnabelkurve.
Oh, do you know what I think's happened? Do you know why? Anonymous.
Pretty.
So what I think has happened, and we got.
They are 3 wide. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
3 wide going into turn 4, but looks like it's going to be clean.
Triton trying to go around the outside.
Running side by side. That looks dangerous. And Triton lagging.
Oh, so Triton loses 2 places.
And Anonymous. Oh wow, that's frustrating. /LP catching a bit of grass on the outside. Anonymous able to send it down the inside. Going into P6 as Anonymous, I think missed his braking a bit there because he may have given Triton a bit of a tap. So Triton coming closer to Ocean Chief is currently running at P15. So now things are really unfolding all up.
Yep, they certainly are. Tok Thomas under increasing pressure. A Copy under increasing pressure. Is that a lap car in front of them?
Now
oh
Triton goes a bit. Have wheel banging going on between the car.
And that's Ocean Chief as well. So Ocean Chief gets himself a stop-go penalty for ignoring blue flag. Unfortunately, Copy with the DRS. Triton as well, trying to look around the outside. Triton had no DRS, but he did have the Slipstream, and Triton goes clean around the outside. Fantastic from Triton, but Copy's going to come back in. Copy trying to get around the outside. We're going to see from the external camera here where Triton trying to cover the inside. Copy's still there on the outside. Anonymous down the inside of both of them.
To be the cheeky person.
Wow.
Triton gets knocked out of it.
Yep, Triton did lag out of it, unfortunately. So
Anonymous now in P3 again, behind ahead of Copy. And honestly, if I look at Copy's tire situation, 13 against the 2 Leopard Supers, I think this is done and dusted. I don't think Copy will be able to stay close enough to Anonymous to be able to challenge him in the end.
I wouldn't have thought so. And I wondered actually.
Look at how fast he's getting away.
Yeah. I wondered if the bug wasn't actually a bug with Anonymous, and that he'd actually put on an old set of tyres, which I think might be possible, but no, I think it is a bug based on how fast he's going, and he's already out of DRS range as far as copy is concerned. Meanwhile, Triton is not done yet. He might not have the internet or the game stability. /LP pits from P6, but he does have the pace as he goes up the inside into turn 1. Very nicely done. He gets the move done on copy, and I think he's got a big enough gap as well that he's going to be safe from any counter-attack, barring any internet issues for the time being at least.
Tipsy Bob will also get into the pits, ditch these 17 lap old soft tires and getting fast, fine set of super softs to run to the end. He's currently barely out of the point ranks. He's in P11. No, okay, he won't lose out to MacLobuzz lap. Now he will try to be on the charge for the last point against Keyboard Magnus, aka Hub.
Yeah, and also gloves and steering wheel might be in range of him as well. There are 10 laps to go, and yeah, gloves and steering wheel is what, 10 seconds ahead, something like that. So he's going to be pushing. Yeah, he's going to be pushing for all he's worth for the time being, at least. So Anonymous has managed to get himself away from Triton, at least for the time being. So Anonymous third, and that looks like where he's going to finish, barring any major drama. But here is the battle on track, at least for P5 or P4 rather. Copy having a look, I think, at Triton, but no, he's not close enough. And yeah, behind him, so Tok Thomas as well. We didn't talk about Tok Thomas's pit stop, but he came out. He is on the super soft tyres, and he's 10 seconds adrift of Bantz in P6, unfortunately. So he's got a lot of work to do to catch Bantz. I'm not sure he's going to be quite able to bridge that gap. There are 10 laps to go or thereabouts. Well, Bantz himself, as he's coming up to lap, what looks like the Renault of Ocean Chief. And yeah, Ocean Chief just moves aside. Doesn't want another 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags.
Yeah. Blue flag.
And Bantz is on the charge. And Copy is definitely within range for Bantz. He's 5 seconds up the road. And now there are, as Etney crosses the line to start what is his lap 28. There are 9 laps to go until the end of this race. Etney is a long way ahead now, 20 seconds ahead of Hugo's. We think both of them are okay on tyres. Certainly stretched the super softs to breaking point in that first stint. Pitted on lap 12 so that they could get the best possible run on the mediums. And Copy as well, Copy on the mediums, having pitted on lap 11. He's going to have to try and stretch those out to the end of the race. At the moment he's benefiting a lot from being behind Triton and being in Triton Slipstream and getting DRS from him on straights. So if he can keep that gap under a second, which is going to be a tall order because Triton is fast, if he can keep that under a second, he might be able to keep the gap high enough to Bantz. Trying very hard there, going very wide in the duckbill corner. Pico do Pato, and then into the last corner. He's just about within range, I think, of DRS, so he's gonna... Or maybe he's not, I don't know whether... I think the detection point was there. So we'll see whether he has DRS. He does not have DRS, unfortunately, so that probably means that he's not going to get DRS for the rest of this race on Triton, because Triton is very fast.
Yes, I think so.
Meanwhile, back in a little bit further back out of the last corner now, gloves and steering wheel and /LP, and /LP got a much better run, and he will have DRS here. Gloves and steering wheel goes to the inside, /LP to the outside, and makes that look very easy. Does the fastest lap of the race in the process as well, a 1 minute 10.0, and he goes up into P8. He's now chasing Tok Thomas, who is that very tiny dot you see in the distance into Subida do Lago. Having to defend though from the Red Bull driver on the back end of that. Is it? It's not raining, is it? They weren't raindrops, I just saw.
I don't think... Oh, I might have just seen...
I think I just saw a raindrop.
But I'm pretty sure. I mean, it won't go to rain.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll have to change tyres. If it is raining, and it's a big if, obviously Triton has the rev bug, so let's go on board somebody else. Bantz in P6. definitely thought I just saw some raindrops. So we'll see how that develops. It may be that I'm seeing things.
It's also quite overcast.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
And we did get the weather forecast at the beginning of the race. It did say dry, but sometimes they're just a tiny little surprise towards the end of the race. And,
yeah, because the...
Oh, Tipsy around the outside here of Hartzer into turn 1. Tipsy looking for that final point. Hartzer defends it very well, at least for the time being. This is for P10. Tipsy, though, coming back at the Red Bull, I think, into turn number 4. He's going to have DRS, he's going to have Slipstream. Hartzer goes to the inside to cover, just about leaves room for Tipsy in the braking zone, but Tipsy no way past, at least for the time being. He's much faster, though. Goes to the outside of Ferradura, and they're going to go around the long right-hander, and he doesn't quite have the grip to hang it around the outside there on Hartzer. He's going to follow him for a couple of corners at least. Copy, by the way, still in range of Triton, and there's all sorts of bugs with the tyre age now, because it says to me that Triton is on completely fresh softs, which he's definitely not. So something weird has happened there.
Why does it tell you that? A detailed tyre?
Detailed tyre, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not having these bugs.
Okay.
Triton's tyres are definitely 14 laps old.
Okay.
Copies are 20, are 19.
Yeah, 19, yeah. I can see some people's, but not others. Tipsy around the outside then into the first corner. And just behind them on track as well is Etney, who has done the fastest lap of the race on 19 lap old medium tyres. 1 minute 9.8. So maybe I was seeing things with the raindrops.
Yeah.
Looks like there's no
maybe I got
rain.
I probably got placebo affected by that, or like confirmation bias, because
something
I
like that.
I saw a little flicker on screen and probably just, oh, that might be a raindrop.
Yeah, it's so hard to judge.
It wasn't.
But yeah, no rain. Ocean Chief's forecast was indeed accurate. They said it was dry. It looks like
it would have been because... Oh, as Jesse does a good old drift.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because the forecasts we get from Ocean Chief obviously are just what he can see on his in qualifying, so that only gives you the depictions of the start of the race, 20 minutes in and 45 minutes in. I think we are around the 45-minute mark now.
I don't think we're quite there. I think we're at about 40 at the moment. So
maybe not really good at guessing.
Yeah,
I mean 33 laps. Lap times
are 110 or thereabouts, so 33 plus 1/6 of 33, which is 6. So 33 plus 6, 39. Yeah, about 40 minutes.
Oxfordian mathematics.
So something that is brewing here. Well, as I say that, he falls out of DRS range, but Copy is managing to stick with Triton. Triton has very old soft tyres. Copy has very old medium tyres.
Triton has very old medium tyres.
Oh, is Triton on mediums? Oh, okay. Oh, that explains it then. So it shows softs for me. So that's good to know. Good work, Codemasters.
Great.
Thank you. So yeah, Triton on medium tyres, folks. So he is still going to have the tyre longevity on Copy. Is Anonymous on softs?
Anonymous actually is on. They are 10 laps old, and they will definitely make it.
Sorry, which compound? You cut out just as you said the compound, unfortunately.
It is soft.
They're softs. All right, yeah. So yeah, they will make it to the end. There's only 3 laps to go. Etney has started his 34th lap. He's got this one. He's got lap 35, and he's got lap 36, and that will be his. I don't even know how many victories it is in SLR this season. It's certainly a lot.
I don't know as well. And honestly, because of Sergio's retiring, that will make him not on paper.
Yeah,
but
well, it depends. I mean, if Sergios isn't going to be doing the last race, then yeah, he is certainly champion. And it would be deserved. He's been extremely fast. Certainly, after the first third or so of the season, he's been the class of the field, along with Sergios sometimes. But I think most of the time he's just had the upper hand in that little battle. It's been a really good battle between the two of them. But I think overall it has been the Sauber driver who's just been very slightly quicker most of the time.
It's just honestly the perfect example attitude that practice makes perfect.
Yep.
Because he's spent really a whole lot of time in the game, and you can definitely see that he's one of the top guys in total on F1 on the PC. If you look at the leaderboards, he's still holding Russia record, second in Mexico as mentioned last week. So he's definitely been a class on his own and will be deserving.
Yep, absolutely.
Except he crashes out now, and then he crashes out in Abu Dhabi.
Well, he did at the beginning of the season, but he's not crashed out for a while.
I feel like he's developed a bit.
He's not done that for a while. He's extremely consistent in general. Yeah, Azerbaijan and Spain, he crashed out of what was, I think, second place in both situations, but
yes,
certainly since then he's become much more consistent, and he's become much quicker as well, and that's because he's been putting in the time, he's been putting in the practice, and as you said, practice does indeed make perfect. We have potentially a battle here for P9. Tipsy has picked himself up a penalty in the last couple of laps, so it might not actually be a battle, but certainly he's closing in on gloves and steering wheel here. Tipsy on the supers, gloves on the mediums. Tipsy has been closing at a rate of a second or so a lap for a little while. And we see gloves on those very old medium tyres. Just keeping an eye on stuff that's happening ahead, but it looks like the positions are pretty secure for the time being. Etney starts his last lap. There he is. In fact, he's not started his last lap. He's halfway around his last lap. So good stuff from him. In fact, he's right behind Tipsy. I hadn't realised. So Tipsy's going to have to move out of the way. So that might be the end of that battle for P9. Tipsy, he's going to get himself a penalty if he doesn't move out of the way. So I wonder if he's thinking that a penalty is okay here. It probably is. Oh, as he almost gets in Etney's way there as he goes out of the last corner.
In this moment, Etney goes through the last turn in Grand Prix, and he takes home the checkered flag as first. Again, I think for the third or fourth time in a row now.
Yeah.
I think Sturgis won Suzuka, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And
last time Etney didn't win.
And a lot more than that overall. He also takes the lead of the championship. So he,
for the first time.
For the first time, indeed. Sergios has been ahead all season, but Etney does take the lead of the championship. Yeah, Tipsy. Well, Tipsy he finished a lap down. So Hugos crosses the line. He finishes second. Fantastic drive from the Haas driver. We haven't really mentioned him a lot. He wasn't involved in too much on track, but a brilliant drive from him. Anonymous likewise. P3 for him, and Triton finishes P4. Triton doesn't finish P4 P5. Because Copy just pipped him at the line on penalty countback. So
yeah, I was about to say that heading into Abu Dhabi, our now best battle in the championship standings would be between the two Ferraris, because both would have been dead even on points, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's still very close. It's still very close between them, but Copy, I think now is stretched ahead in that.
2 points.
Yeah, Copy now is stretched ahead in that battle as well for P4 in the championship. So there we go. A very good drive as well, by the way. The number on board with right now, Top Thomas. Really good drive, ends up P7, and that was on pace as well, on genuine pace for the Force India driver. But there is the winner, Etney, once again, and once again it was a commanding performance. 29 seconds the margin of victory for Etney. A very good drive from him, a very good drive as well from Hugos in P2, and Anonymous rounds out the podium on P3. And worth mentioning as well that Tipsy did not get that P10, of course, because he finished a lap down on Etney, the winner of the race. So,
Gloves and steering wheel having a lot of penalties.
How many did Gloves have?
It was 14 seconds.
Yeah,
so
I guess one of them was a 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly. Yes, speeding in the pit lane.
So
that was the incident.
Who's going to be our driver of the day? I think I know who I would nominate. I
think I know as well who I would nominate. So we're just going to count to 3 and then we both say Triton?
Yep.
Or...
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Triton is without a doubt my driver of the day. Through no fault of his own in qualifying.
Yes.
Completely shafted.
I don't think it's really fair to count that in the end, but he had so much lag.
Yeah.
That lag.
Yeah, he certainly would have been. Yeah, he lost multiple positions because of that as well. So yeah, he's my driver of the day.
Yeah, totally deserved for me as well.
So
yeah, that rounds out the penultimate race weekend. Going further with the Daytona 24 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put the link for those of you who just can't get enough of EGL's racing broadcasts or our general presence. I'm going to link you Revo's stream for the 24-hour race, which is continuing right now on his channel. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything crossed, he is still running in what was a reasonably good...
checked in midway through the race.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Running at a very comfortable position. So before we end the stream, have you got any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are that Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's just a huge anticlimax, isn't it? Unfortunately, Abu Dhabi next week with Sergios retiring potentially and him not being able to race today. It was looking like such a good battle. At the end of the season, and it's just such an anticlimax. But we'll still have fun regardless next week. It'll be a good time in Abu Dhabi. So join us then. Join us also, of course, for the tournament next week, which is on Friday evening at, I believe, the same time as our races. So 18:30 or maybe even 19 Central European time.
Was that Vance who joined?
Don't mind me. Finish up.
And before we end the stream, just quickly, you're okay with my idea, right? So. Just to give Tara some problems, next be called a dieses Geplänkel, which is a loose translation of that band's German.
Okay.
So, just so you can say the name. I think that's perfect.
Dieses Geplänken.
Exactly.
There you go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I can speak German, no problem at all.
Okay. So then that's it.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us, everyone. Thanks once again, and join us next week.
Hey, hold on. Final words for Thimo.
Good grief. Okay.
Hey, Tara, it was Tara's time this time. He had to do final thoughts.
I had to do final. Yeah, Thimo put me on the spot this time, which is completely fair enough.
Yeah, I wish you.
All right, that's the end. That's the end of this broadcast. See you next week, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Bye bye.